I'm Instructor Jason, one of the instructors at Krav Maga Self-Defense. The OODA Loop can be found in the KMG P4 curriculum under the Tactical Pillar section. Colonel John Boyd, U.S. Air Force. He developed the OODA Loop as a decision-making model. He was a commander of a fighter group in the Korean War. And as you can imagine, that type of environment is where decision-making would be quite crucial, and every microsecond would count. OODA Loop, OODA, which would stand for Observe, Orient, Decide, and Act. For observe, it's when you saw, or better yet, sense an event or stimuli. You sense something. All the senses would mean all the senses. Orient is when you focus on the stimuli that you've observed. So you give that your attention and you gather more information about it. Decide, you make a decision on what you observed and analyzed. And act, you act on it based on your decision. So, how does this relate to our training? So our brain captures images like camera film. It's all several subsequent frames, and as those frames go through, it looks like a video, exactly like a motion picture camera with the film. So we observe an attack, we orient ourselves on its characteristics. Is there a weapon or not? Is it overhead, underhand, straight, circular? And then a decision is made on how we defend that attack that we observed. And then we act, which means we defend it. So as we train, we are recording, as we look at our partner attacking us, we are observing our partner attacking us, we're recording what an attack looks like in our head. And it's saved in our memory. And of course, the defense that we're practicing, the technique to defend that attack that we're practicing, our brain then associates that response to the image of the attack. Through repetition, our response develops from cognitive, instinctive, and hopefully later on automated. Right? So we store all these images in our head. That's what this type of attack looks like. The brain associates it with this response. And the more we train, the more that association is strengthened. We'll get into talking about muscle memory at another video. But the response is reinforced, and it's faster and more fluid and more automated pretty much. One aspect of talking about the OODA loop as well is freezing, right? So if we don't have these images in our memory, basically something that we haven't seen before, and we don't have a response to associate with it, our brain will just continually loop and search our memory to find an image similar or identical to what we're seeing, and to find a response associated with it. If it doesn't, then it just sort of goes into an endless loop and we kind of freeze. So in short, we don't know what to do. We freeze. And it's also similar to that deer in the headlights terminology, because you're there, shocked, the deer is staring at the headlights, doing nothing, frozen. Addressing freezing. So there's several ways to address freezing that I saw online, but they seem more oriented towards anxiety attacks. But there's no definite formula. You just have to snap out of it mentally and or physically. So try to do something or just move, just to snap out of that freeze. The best prevention for freezing is training. We expand our memory database, and our brain can associate several and similar stimuli to our responses to the defense techniques that we practice. So it's also good to expand this database. It's good to have different partners, different attacks, different environments, and orientations, whether you're seated or lying down, or different environments too. It also helps expand the database. And that's what we do every day as well. And you're already doing this in your training. We teach you the technique, you're practicing it, your partner's attacking you, you're defending, you're saving those images of your partner doing the attack, and there's that tactile feel of you doing the defenses, and then your brain is now associating that response to that image of an attack, or what that attack is. And that's the OODA loop. To learn more KMG self-defense techniques, train with us at kravmagaselfdefense.com.au.